Alright, here we go again. Got something today. It's the Glock 48 9mm, and sitting on top of it I have a Swamp Fox red dot. This is my everyday carry gun. This is, what I have on me the majority of the time that I'm allowed, to have a firearm. Obviously, I don't have it at work, excuse me, or, places like that. But generally speaking, when I'm out and about running errands, just doing everyday things, this is what I have. Again, it's the 48 Swamp Fox red dot. I've got the Talon grips on it. I used to pack around the Glock 19, and I came across this, and it's quite a bit thinner. I don't know the exact measurements, but if you carry inside the waistband, this was so much more comfortable. My only gripe with it was, and to some folks it doesn't make a difference, is I believe it's a 10+1 with the original magazine, which, it still beats a sharp stick, as they say. But I was turned on to a company called Shield Arms, and they make magazines for this that are 15 rounds. They recommend that you put in their proprietary metal magazine release, so that it doesn't tear up, or rather, so the metal magazines don't tear up the polymer original Glock magazines, and so that your metal magazine doesn't tear up the original magazine release. The magazines, I forget how much they cost. I really do. Maybe $30. I don't remember. But for me, the peace of mind of having 5 extra rounds, 6 extra rounds, whatever it is, was worth it. I have talked to people that carry this with the Shield Arms magazine and have had trouble with the magazine not feeding. I personally haven't had any issues with it yet. Now granted, I only shoot this gun a couple times a year, and thankfully I've never had to use it in a real world situation. Let's hope that I never ever do. But again, I like to get it out a few times a year. Obviously shoot it, make sure it's running all right, get it cleaned up and oiled and everything. I should probably do it a lot more than what I do, but what can I say? It's just how I operate, I suppose. So what we're gonna do is, I've got the little target set up, same spot. I don't know, it's 20 yards away. I'm guessing. I didn't measure it. And take a few shots with it. Let's get all the protective gear on, earplugs and eye protection and all that good stuff. So I think that was 15 rounds, give or take. 14 or 15. You know, obviously no malfunctions, no trouble with it. Ran just fine. Everything chambered and extracted the way it was supposed to, which is always a good thing with your carry gun, right? As you can see, I only put maybe half of them on target. Need a little more practice, but you know, how do you prepare? You know, what's the distance you prepare for something? I think the CCW classes are 7 yards. You got to put 17 out of 20 rounds at 7 yards, something like that. It might be different in different states, but in Kentucky, I think that's what it was. Which, within the last couple years, they actually changed it in Kentucky. You can carry concealed, from what I understand, without your CCW license. I could be completely wrong about that, but I have taken the test, went through the course. I did get certified. But my point is, you know, at 20 yards, 15 yards, I don't know. I guess 5 or 6 out of 15 isn't, well, I guess that is pretty terrible, really. But then again, when I had it dialed in, I set it up for 7 yards. Yeah, that's where I dialed in my red dot. I noticed at 20 yards, I was holding a little low on the target, kind of the bottom third, and that's where it seemed to be putting them on. You know, so a little more practice is definitely in my future with this firearm. But back to the gun itself. Like I said, it's thinner than the 19, the 17. So it's a lot more comfortable to carry. You know, it's kind of a smaller, you know, gun. I'm not a real big guy, you know, 6 feet or so, and you know, my hands aren't massive or anything, but you know, this really fits. It's comfortable to hold. You know, pinky hangs off the bottom a little bit, but when you put a magazine in, you know, it's right there. It's right there. It feels right. It feels good. It's light, and it really seats in your hand well. For me, it does anyway. And then of course it's a Glock. You know, arguably some of the most reliable handguns on the planet. Now, whether or not you're a fan of Glock, I don't know, but it's hard to argue that. Some guys like Sig, who else? Taurus, Smith & Wesson make some really good firearms. Their M&P line, I think is what it is, M&P, are really nice. But Glock is kind of synonymous with reliability. You know, a lot of different militaries around the world use this. I know that they have put in to get the contract for the United States military, and from what I understand, one of the main reasons we didn't go with Glock is because they refused to use our tooling, or something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering the article I read, but it's something to that effect. And even though we don't have or Glock doesn't have the big U.S. contract, from what I understand, there's certain groups of people in our military, special forces groups, I think, that do carry Glock. I don't think it's the 48. I'm sure it's the 19 or the 17 or what is it, the Glock 45 or something, that has the 19 slide with the 17 grip, something like that. I'd have to look into it, so don't take my word for it exactly. Excuse me. But at any rate, I trust this gun. I carry this gun. It's comfortable. You know, it's not ungodly expensive. I think I actually caught it on sale at one of my local shops that I like to frequent, and I don't know, this was, gosh, how long have I had this? 3 or 4 years maybe, something like that, and caught it on sale. I think maybe I paid $5.50 for it, you know, and then another, I forget, 150 maybe for the red dot. But I could be wrong about those prices, but I'm that's, you know, general area. And it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I really like it. I like it a lot, as a matter of fact. You know, it has the little rail on the bottom if you want to put your little flashlight on there, or, you know, I guess whatever kind of accessory that floats your boat. I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to that sort of thing. This day and age, with, you know, kind of advancements in optics, for me, a red dot is just so much easier, faster, than using your iron sights. A lot of people might disagree with that, but for me, it's a no-brainer. So almost any firearm that I acquire, handgun, I am researching what type of optic it is compatible with the gun that I'm looking for. And Swamp Fox, you know, I guess they're kind of a relatively small, maybe unknown, I don't want to say unknown, but smaller company. And again, my little brother turned me on to them several years ago, and it's been fantastic. Always stays zeroed. I've never had any trouble with it. Turns on every time. It's just a good little sight. I really like it a lot. I don't know if you will be able to, they're clear here, but you know, kind of a, I don't know if you can see the dot in there or not, but it's just real easy to get on target and let it ride. I'm gonna load up a couple more rounds here. See how it does. But right now I'm shooting Federal 115, just full metal jacket. Actually, at the sporting goods store where I get a lot of my ammo, it was on sale for originally it's $18.99, and it was on sale for $11.99. And that ain't bad. That's not bad at all, considering I haven't seen them prices since before, you know, COVID and all that. So I bought a couple boxes, needless to say. So let's put a couple more rounds down range. Get the earpieces in, glasses. Go figure. First malfunction. Failure to feed. I don't like that, especially on a carry gun. I guess that's what I get for bragging on it so much, huh? Well, them last couple seem to go all right. I don't know why it would do that. That's concerning, to say the least. I do have another Shield Arms magazine. I didn't bring it with me. I should have, just to test it, make sure it's okay, or works properly, I should say. But I didn't. There's nothing I can do about it right now, huh? So again, with the original magazine it comes with, I think it's 10 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. The Shield Arms magazines are 15 plus 1 in the chamber, so you're gaining 5 rounds. And again, some people, 10 rounds is plenty, 11 rounds is you know, are plenty. I won't argue that, because sometimes I carry a revolver. I've got a little Smith & Wesson Airweight 38 Special. It's 5 rounds. We carry these things for protection, but I think generally speaking, most of us that do carry don't believe, I'll speak for myself, don't believe that we're going to be put in a situation where we need to have hundreds of rounds. It's enough to get out of a sticky situation. That's how I look at it. Self-preservation. That's just my opinion on the matter, really. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with different opinions on it, and that's okay. That's okay. That's great. Nothing wrong with that at all. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to, load it back up, send a few more magazines downrange, make sure everything's in working order, oiled up. I'll put some oil on it, clean it, get it back in working order, or at least make sure that it's in working order, especially with these, aftermarket magazines. So yeah, the Glock 48 9mm, really awesome, comfortable gun, real comfortable. It's a good size for almost anyone, I would think. From maybe even elderly people to young men and women who are just now getting into firearms. It's a good gun. So far I have no complaints about it. So I guess we'll wrap it up from here. I appreciate everyone that's watched. Genuinely, there's been a few really nice comments from people that I don't know, and it's a real morale boost. It's awesome. So I appreciate it, truly. I really do. And I guess that's that. Thanks again. Talk to you later.